So monetary nationalism is a term coined by Hayek, who at one point in his career explained why the national fiat currency system sort of distorted the flow of resources on an economic international scale. So there's been different ways that national currencies work. Some of them were partly gold-based, and of course fiat currencies are just completely unbacked. But in any of these cases, Hayek said, by having it sort of tied to a national economy, the economy doesn't self-organize as well as it should, because you have to deal with like exchange rates, and if you want to buy something from another country, you first need to get the currency from that country. So if there's a discrepancy in demand for products and services from one country over another, then the entire economy of that country is sort of affected by that, even the companies or the businesses that don't have anything to do with that discrepancy in itself. So it distorts the spontaneous order, actually, that's the term he used, for economies. So the ways economies self-organized is disrupted, distorted by having this national fiat currency systems, or just national currencies in general. So that's why he argued for a form of money that was international and could be used across borders, regardless of, without exchange rates or anything like that. Let's say the car industry in Britain, for example, is doing very well, and there's a lot of demand for British cars in the United States. So in order to buy these cars, now Americans first need to get British pounds, which affects the exchange rates between the dollar and the pound. So now the pound is getting stronger and the dollar is getting weaker, respectively. Now, because the pound is getting stronger, that means that basically every other product that's produced in Britain now gets more expensive for Americans to buy as well, even though that's not where the demand changed. The demand changed in like a specific industry, but all other industries are now affected as well. So this is how this distortion sort of happens. Yeah, so if you have an international money standard that just can be used across borders, then the demand for British cars would be reflected in the price for British cars, but the other British products wouldn't be affected by that at all. If there's more demand for one product, then that would drive up prices usually, but it doesn't drive up every price, it just drives up the price for that product. Well, with this national currencies, it just indirectly drives up all prices, even though that shouldn't happen